Celebration of life. What exactly is celebration of life? Well, in one phrase, it is good health. Now, something very interesting here. If the cancer patients who are cured of or gained relief from it could share their experiences, it would not only inspire others but also provide a reasonable understanding of cancer treatment and its success. With this thought, I initiated there a program called Celebration of Life. During this celebration, patients I had treated came from all over the world and shared their experiences. We captured their presentations on video and distributed them to others. The celebration has really given a great fillip to the popularity and growth of the hospital. Dr. Zvi Fuchs studied medicine at Hebrew University in Jerusalem, worked there for some years before coming to the US. He took over as the chairman of the radiation department of Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in 1984. He was well known for cancer treatment and did much research in the subject. Somehow his taking over the department created a stir. The staff who had been working up until then started leaving the hospital and joined other institutions. Dr. Basil Hilaris had also left. He insisted on my joining him, but I did not leave MSK. Although he caused an exodus, Dr. Fuchs was very fond of me. He never interfered in my work and was very friendly with me. In 1989, I was invited to take over as the chairman of the oncology department at Booth Memorial Hospital. In comparison with MSK, it was a small hospital. But I felt it was a challenge to develop it from the ground up into a comprehensive cancer center using my expertise and experience. I therefore decided to move. Dr. Fuchs was not only unhappy with my decision but also opposed it. "Whatever you want, I'll get you here, Dr. Datta. Please stay here," was his repeated request. All of my colleagues and MSK have agreed to support me. But I convinced him that one gets this kind of opportunity only once in a blue moon and left for Booth Memorial Hospital in Queens, New York. The Salvation Army is an international voluntary service organization belonging to the Protestant Christian Church. It has members all over the world. They are called the Salvationists. This organization is spread across 131 countries. Its objective is to help orphans, the poor, and the hungry. It was founded in 1865 in London by William and his wife Catherine Booth. The Salvation Army started a chain of hospitals in the US and other countries in memory of its founder William Booth. All of those are called Booth Hospitals after him. Thus was started the Booth Memorial and Medical Center in 1892 by the Salvation Army in the Manhattan area of New York. After 1957, it was shifted and developed in Queens. It was a small hospital when I joined it. It was being run by a voluntary service organization and had its innate financial problems. That was a big challenge for me. Perhaps the best consolation was that Booth Memorial was developing a relationship with both MSK and Cornell University. That was a plus for me. The skills, expertise, and the administrative efficiency I had acquired at those places became handy to prop my resolved to improve Booth Memorial Hospital. Therefore, I embarked on a multi-purpose project. As a first step, I raised funds from a few wealthy people, charities, and other organizations to buy modern equipment, tools to update the infrastructure. Well, yes, unless a hospital gains a good reputation of excellent treatment and ultra-modern facilities, patients don't throng to it. But as I envisioned, the reputation and consequently the number of patients has increased. When I joined, there were only 2 more doctors in my department of radiation oncology, and hence, to meet the increased demand, I had to recruit more and more doctors. Thus, I continued to expand the department. If the cancer patients who are cured of or gain relief from it could share their experiences, it would not only inspire others but also provide a reasonable understanding of cancer treatment and its success. With this thought, I initiated there a program called Celebration of Life. During this celebration, patients I had treated came from all over the world and shared their experiences. We captured their presentations on video and distributed them to others. The celebration has really given a great fill-up to the popularity and growth of the hospital. A highly innovative one, I thought. In fact, that's how the sharing helps, It's not exactly marketing, but then peeping into the lives of people who have suffered. And then let them tell their impressions to others so that they understand about what to do when something happens. And the title itself, Celebration of Life. Well, what exactly is celebration? Sharing. Now here we share experiences. We also published a monthly newsletter highlighting the various initiatives and developmental activities of the hospital. The newsletter was sent to all reputed American universities. That garnered a lot of attention for our hospital. At the same time, we rolled out certain attractive programs to interest more students too. One of them was a 4-year postgraduate residency program for medical graduates. New and innovative ideas always imbue fresh impetus. We also started a 2-year fellowship program as a next step. We ensured that we attracted great talent from all over the world to join our residency and fellowship programs. Within 2 to 3 years, we reached a stage when bright minds started competing to get admission into our programs. Leveraging my relationships with professionals from the domain, we started inviting renowned doctors, erudite professors, and reputed researchers to visit our hospital and organize their lectures on pertinent topics. As I claimed earlier, I am not only an expert in brachytherapy using the computer but also a researcher. If the hard-earned results of my knowledge were to reach the patients, medical students, and doctors of the next generation, there needed to be a brachytherapy center there. Hence, slowly I raised funds and established a brachytherapy center at Booth Memorial Hospital. From another 2 or 3 doctor colleagues when I joined it, Booth Memorial was able to quickly progress within 3 or 4 years to be a super specialty hospital with over 150 oncologists. To put it succinctly, in 4 to 5 years from a small hospital with limited facilities, I developed Booth into a highly reputed, large and comprehensive cancer center. That gave me immense satisfaction. To put it in one phrase, the hospital was like my foster daughter. Whatsoever was my hard work and endeavor, if I claimed that I had done it single-handedly, it would not be correct, because if I do not talk about a person who stood by me like a rock, like a father, my success story would not be complete. His name was Ned Arnold. When I joined Booth Memorial, Ned Arnold was an honorary trustee on the hospital board of trustees. As a benefactor of that area, he always used to contemplate doing something good for the people there. He used to share his ideas with me. In the process, we became good friends. Our relationship had become so strong, he was known among my friends as my American foster father. He had a very interesting background. He was born on November 27, 1906 in Brooklyn. His father was a mechanic. He started to develop an interest in business and automotive services from the early age of 14 while assisting his father as a helper in the garage. Later, on his own, he started a business venture called the Tire Distributing Corporation when he was hardly 20 years. It earned a great reputation. Arnold's knowledge and business acumen in the truck maintenance business earned him international repute. That's why the then US President Dwight D. Eisenhower made him a member of the Conference on Highway Safety as well as City and State Councils of Highway Safety. Thus, he also had a good relationship with the White House. He was the president of the Queen's Chamber of Commerce for several terms. In addition, he was the director of the State Chamber of Commerce. He was the chairman of the Greater New York Red Cross Society too. He used to like flight voyages. He therefore started the Long Island Flying Service. In 1970, a huge fire accident gutted his entire business. By the time Arnold was 65. However, he never despaired but rebuilt his business empire again. The journey of his life inspired me a great deal. Asians have a few misgivings about the familial and matrimonial relationships of the West, but those are not justified. Take Arnold only as an example. He fell in love with and married Julia when he was young. Their marriage lasted for 68 years. Thereafter, he was alone. Most of my acquaintances and friends are like that and have had a good life. Pamela Arnold, daughter of Julia and Ned Arnold, was like my sister. Her husband, Arthur Dawson, was also a good friend of mine. In fact, they were like my family. Arnold and I used to talk to each other quite often. He used to narrate the stories of our childhood. Both of us, although we cannot claim to be poor, did struggle a lot early to come up in life. Surprisingly, both of us shared a common habit of carrying with us a pack of cash. Perhaps the habit used to give us lots of confidence and courage. This was a common trait in both of us. During a lunch hour or in the evening, we used to bet to guess how much cash each one of us was carrying and have a hearty laugh while verifying it. He used to share a lot of anecdotes during those times. In the 1940s and 50s, several times the American stock markets crashed. Some of the wealthy people who suffered heavy losses due to a crash could not bear the shock. Hence, they would jump from high-rise buildings in despair. Datta, those days I never used to understand why they committed suicide. I did not have money at that time. Unless you have money and lose it, how would you know the pain of losing it? Now I know, Arnold used to say laughingly. Many people used to come to him for donations. He never used to refuse anybody. If somebody asked for 5,000, he might give at the most 2,000. He carried a great reputation as a donor in Queens. Whenever he visited my home, he used to give lavish gifts to my children. He was of great support to me to expand the hospital. Wherever possible, he liked to push my name to prominence. If my department grew from 2,000 square feet to 25,000 square feet, it was not only my hard work but his meticulous planning that helped it. He used to back me to the hilt for the annual program of Celebration of Life. Not only in raising funds, but also in deliberating about every decision and then being a great supporter thereof. In 1992, New York Hospital took over Booth Hospital from the Salvation Army and the name was changed to New York Hospital, Queens. Ned Arnold became his trustee for life. The Arnold couple donated a huge amount to the hospital. Acknowledging it with gratitude, I insisted and got the Radiation Oncology Department renamed as the Julia and Ned R. Arnold Center. Ned Arnold lived his life to the fullest independently and died at the age of 94. Although I don't remember the sorrow for the loss of my father as I lost him at my early age, when Arnold passed away, I could certainly feel it. No words can express my personal loss, and for me, no one can replace him. What happened next? We'll see in the next episode.